cases that have gone unsolved for years, some decades. We take a look at how Idaho State Police are using DNA to bring victims and their families closure.
It's a very good technology and technique for solving crime. And I can tell you that if we didn't have this technique, a lot of these crimes would not be solved, or would not be solved as quickly as we're able to get to them.
Molecular genealogy. Many of us have heard of it. It's kind of like Ancestry, MyHeritage, and 23andMe, but with clear terms that the user is opting into a DNA database monitored by law enforcement.
We generally find that people are very interested in their DNA being used if it can help to solve crimes.
While it's a fairly new technique, agencies across the country are using it.
And this technology has been used several times now in the state of Idaho. It's being used all over the country. But in Idaho, it's been used to either find the suspect on several cases or solve the case, as in the case here.
Cases like the Victor City Park rapist who pled guilty last year after genealogists linked DNA from one of his relatives. For over 2 years, the case went unsolved, even though detectives had physical evidence of the crime.
The sample had sat in the database for a number of years. We had DNA. We had a profile that was sitting there waiting for a match to something. And the individual's database, Mr. Nelson's DNA, was not in the CODIS database for whatever reason.
That's because until recently, law enforcement only had access to DNA from convicted felons.
What we're relying on in a national DNA database is you're looking to match against either another case, or you're looking to match against someone who's been convicted of a felony or been arrested for something like that. That's not happening in these cases. We've done all we can do to identify who these suspects might be, but the matches are just not happening by no fault of anyone.
And police work doesn't stop here. Authorities still have to investigate and research if the matches they find are probable suspects. It's a pretty lengthy process that Idaho State Police wants to share with the public tomorrow through this virtual presentation.
So we'll be hearing from the molecular genealogist for the work that she did, from the detective based on his early work, the entry in CODIS, and then when this new technology and technique was presented to him and how the investigation went from there.
For more details on the presentation and the Zoom link, head to our website at localnews8.com.